Hey guys, it's me again, expert dating coach Annabella Rose, and I am back with yet another incredible topic. If you have ever been in a romantic relationship, you know not all days are like Valentine's Day. Things get real and tight, and in that moment you realize that it's not all about love and your relationship. It also needs a healthy form of happiness and bearing in your day-to-day life. Therefore, a lot goes into making a relationship healthy. It requires communication, respect, compromise, commitment, among so many other things. However, since you are two very different people who lead completely different lives before you met and maybe have a very different past, it's almost impossible for you to coexist without dragging along some of the bad habits that you had in previous life. This can maybe cause a little bit of toxicity in your relationship, and we want to avoid that. With that said, I'm here to present about 5 toxic habits which, when not managed properly, will wind up bringing your relationship to an end. Of course, before we start, click that cheeky subscribe button and turn on the notifications, as there's going to be so many more videos coming your way. Number 1, lack of assertiveness. Assertive behavior is fundamental in any connection. Regardless of how much you love your woman, you need to have a sense of individuality, if at all, your relationship is going to be healthy. Inability to assert yourself romantically means that you do not often and express your needs, desires, wants in a transparent way. And more often than not, they're overlooked by your significant other, or they probably don't even know about them. It means you go on with the flow of what your partner wants to do because you want to remain kind to them. This behavior could ruin a relationship in 2 ways. Number 1, when you make it too easy for a woman, they tend to get bored since they're really comfortable. I mean, she already knows that she will always have her way since you're a nice guy. Women like a challenge. You have to make her live and breathe for you and put her a little bit on edge where your relationship is concerned. The second way this can break a bond is by the explosion of all the pent-up feelings that you may harbor. Get real with yourself. You only act like a nice guy because you genuinely are, but because you retained the relationship. You therefore have the desire to express what your wishes are, but you cannot, which breeds this feeling of contempt and resentment towards your other half, which is no good. Number 2, being too negative. Being a negative person in a relationship is very toxic for both you and your partner. Being in a relationship with a negative guy is one of the most complicated situations anyone can find themselves in. People with a negative mindset will never be willing to accept their shortcomings. As a result, they will always try and shift the focus from themselves onto things that you view as being negative and the reason for this upset. For example, if your girlfriend approached you calmly raising an issue, not being satisfied with maybe your sexual life lately, instead of calmly creating an environment where you two can hear each other's sides and stories out, you get all defensive, shifting the focus from the main topic to her being maybe plump or always being moody. You cannot solve any issues with such a person and a part of your day-to-day life in relationships unless you address this toxic behavior head on. If you don't, you're going to end up losing your partner and maybe everybody else close to you. Number 3, being too needy and clingy. The joy that comes with being in a relationship with someone is the ability to love each other so much and have them in your lives, yet manage to have your individual lives of your own. No woman wants to be in a relationship with a needy guy. Some confuse clinginess and neediness for love. But I'm sorry to inform you that these 2 toxic behaviors reflect on how much trust issues and insecurities that you have. When confusing love with these 2 from the beginning, as time goes by, it becomes way too much to contain. Now, since these feelings grow of trust issues and being insecure, it is a toxic behavior that more often than not leads to physical or emotional abuse. For example, when your girlfriend is too busy to pick up the phone while at work, you'll start thinking that she's with maybe somebody else and trying to cheat on you. Now, since she can't convince you otherwise, you will most likely result in maybe violence or trying to control her life so that she is where you can easily access and monitor her. This is toxic. Avoid it. Number 4, jumping to conclusions. Concluding things without tangible and enough evidence is another deal breaker. It also results from any insecurities and having trust issues. Take it from a woman. Having to deal with a person with such behaviors is very draining, mostly because whatever you say and the truth doesn't count as long as they already have concluded something in their heads. It makes it challenging to communicate with other people. You wouldn't date another person with such behavior. Why would you want to be with somebody else? Talking from experience, jumping to conclusions is particularly annoying. Don't do it. Number 5, taking your partner for granted. We are always talking about how being cynical, sarcastic, and scornful could ruin your dating life. And we forget about the most basic and most ignored behavior, which is quite a big deal. Taking your partner for granted is the reason why most relationships break. It mostly happens because after you've done all the hard work and have finally made her love you, you relax and assume that you don't have to reinforce that love for it to be long-lasting. It's a problem with most men. You don't call her as often, you don't remind her of how much you love her, you maybe stop spoiling her and all of that. What you don't realise is that the chance of losing her now is higher than when you hadn't even fallen in love with her in the first place. The list of toxic behaviours that have the potential to sabotage your relationship can go on and on. I believe that you know yourself better, and deep down, you know that these destructive behaviours that you hold are no good. Your partner will know them too. She is no angel. How about you talk and have a sit down about it openly with each other, and after coming up with a conclusive list of the things and traits that you both have, you can work together to address them for the sake of your love. Gents, that is all from me today. Please check out our e-products page as we have a number of ebooks displayed, and all of your ebooks will give you the very best strategies to make you a master in dating. So click on the link below or on the card above, and that's going to take you to our display page. And once the payment is complete, you can download that ebook in a blink and start reading. Now, do you want to get coached by me? You know what to do. You just need to click on the contact us link in the description box below and fill in the form. One of our customer service reps are going to be with you in less than 24 hours. Gents, if you've loved this video, like, share, comment and subscribe. I've been Annabella Rose, and I'll see you next time.